This video is brought to you by my two books, Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist and The Blues Guitar Bible. Want to learn about modes, harmony, scales, chord substitution and keys? Or maybe you're interested in supercharging your blues guitar rhythm and lead chops. Whatever you're interested in, I guarantee you will be hitting the fast lane to progress with either of these works. Both feature video demonstrations and tutorials, loads of tabs and jam tracks to play along with, and I promise you, everything is explained in crystal clear plain English. Check out the links in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now you might recall that round about the middle of last year I treated myself to one of these things here. TC Electronic JIMS45. Essentially a little preamp that is a Marshall JTM45 sound in a box, and I was very impressed with it at the time. I remember being quite taken with the sort of dynamic response and overall feel of it. There are a lot of preamps and amp simulators that when you listen to the recorded sound that they give, it sounds quite convincing, but the actual feel of playing into it, the touch sensitivity essentially may or may not be there. Well, it very certainly is there with this pedal. And what I've been doing over the past few months is just every now and again hooking it up and playing around with it and just getting a bit more of an in-depth feel for it, really. Finding my settings with it, just dialing it in, and I think I've got a little bit better feel for the pedal now, and I put together this little demo. And a little bit of housekeeping before we go any further. There is, of course, a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track to play along with yourself. That's all as usual up on my Patreon page. There's the address. Link in the description. $3 or £3-ish a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are down there in the description. Yeah, so as I say, I've been just fiddling around with it and you know, just kind of fine tuning it, and you know, thought I'd give you a little bit more of a long-term view of how I've been getting on with said piece of technology. Normally at this stage I put up on screen the kind of settings that I use, but let's cut to a bit of B-roll that I shot where I'll sort of talk you through how I set this pedal up. Okay, so briefly, the way that it works is, you can see I'm on the green channel at the moment. That's the lower gain of the two channels. And if I hit the foot switch, it takes me over to the red channel, which is the higher gain of the two channels. And you can see that when I went over to the red channel there, the boost kicked in. Well, I'll explain what's going on. Basically, you set up your sounds with the various controls. You can see we've got two volumes there, a low and a high volume, overall level control, and then bass, middle and treble on the bottom row. And you set those up the way you want them, and you can either put the boost on or off, because the boost works on both channels. And then when you hit the channel switch, it remembers those settings, so that when you come back to the green channel, it will know exactly what sound you set up last time you were on the green channel. And then you go over to the red channel and set up your settings there. And as you can see on the red channel, I've got the boost on, because that's the sound I like out of the red channel. And whenever I go to the red channel, not only does it remember the last place when I was on this channel where I had those main controls set, but it also remembers that I had the boost on. So the boost can either be pre or post in terms of the pedal circuitry. If it's post, it just gives an overall volume boost to whatever sound you've got set up. If it's pre, which is how I have it set up, it acts as like basically a drive pedal going into the front of this kind of amp. So on the green channel, I'm playing a Les Paul here, bridge pickup with the volume control wound right up. This is the sound I'm getting. Which is wonderfully dynamic, because you heard there's a fair bit of grunt going on. But if I just play exactly the same thing, not touching any settings, and just play a little bit more softly, well, quite a bit more softly, this is what happens. Beautifully responsive. Now, you don't have to play softly to get that cleaner tone. What you can do on any guitar like a Les Paul, where you've got independent volume controls for two pickups. I've just on the guitar now gone to the neck pickup, where the volume is at about I'm going to say that's at about 4, and with the volume on 4 through those same settings, I've got a quite nice usable clean sound. Warm and transparent, and with that that characteristic people always refer to as bell-like. And essentially where the green channel tops out is where I've got the red channel set to take over from, which includes the boost. So if I just go now to the red channel, and I'm on the bridge pickup again, volume up full, I've got a monster of a sound like this. But if I then just take the guitar's volume control down, the bridge pickup volume, down to about 3-ish, something like that, then I'm getting a very similar crunchy sound to what I had with the volume control full up on the green channel, hopefully. Maybe slightly different character to that kind of crunchy sound, maybe a little bit brighter, a little bit less mid-rangey, I don't know, but it's certainly a sound that I would use maybe when I'm double tracking a rhythm guitar part. Go for the green channel crunch sound on one part of on the left hand side, say, and then this crunch sound that I've just demonstrated there on the right hand side. Double track them, pan them hard left and right, and you've got a very, very usable sound, I think. So it's taken me a little while, but I'm really enjoying this pedal and getting it dialed in. I know I did a video recently where I talked about I don't use a pedal board these days, but I think of this as more of a preamp than a pedal, so there it is. And I think perhaps that is the reason why a Gibson Les Paul, or that type of instrument, essentially one where you've got independent volume controls for both pickups, why that style of guitar and an amp that sounds like this is such a ubiquitous thing in rock music. It's a simple setup, and you can go from kind of roaring gainy sort of leads to crunchy power chord sort of stuff, and then to a lovely warm clean sound as well, with minimal gadgetry, shall we say, pedals and so on. Maybe a boost pedal, like a tube screamer or something, to just tip it over the edge for solos. But essentially, you don't need a pedal board that looks like something from NASA Mission Control to get a wide range of sounds. And you've got to be cool with that idea of using the volume control on your guitar, though, to sort of clean things up. I know some people, regard that as a bit prehistoric, shall we say, but it's just, I really like doing it that way anyway, that's all I'm saying. So, to summarise, this pedal has a really convincing feel. Just the tones that it gives are, I think, absolutely first class. I was a gigging musician for many years, and during those times I was a dyed-in-the-wool Marshall fan, and I've got the repair receipts to prove it. Yes, my old Marshall 30th anniversary amp, that damn thing used to get pocket money. It was so often in the repair shop. So if you're looking for that grunty classic rock Marshall tone, and you want to spend about £100, well, get one of these, that's all I'll say. I also thought I'd do a little bit of a side-by-side comparison with, my usual go-to crunchy guitar sound, the Blue Guitar Amp 1. Here's that riff from the piece of music that we heard earlier, recorded completely dry, no delay, no reverb, nothing like that, just coming out of the recording output of, as I say, the Blue Guitar Amp 1 into the interface, and then the same thing with the JIMS45. Here's how they stack up side by side. So it's a different sound, but still, both I think you can say are identifiably Marshall-esque. The JIMS45 to me just has that sort of somewhat throatier sound. You could say that this captures like a 70s Marshall kind of feel, and this captures more of a, I guess, an 80s Marshall feel. This pedal here, for me, you know, I just found myself, whenever I plug into it, just playing loads of bad versions of AC/DC and Thin Lizzy riffs. It's got that kind of feel to it, and puts a big smile on my face. Anyway, that is the video for today, folks. Hope you've liked my little revisit of the TC Electronic Ampworks JIMS45 pedal, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about stuff. Beer and chat on a Friday. What's not to like? It's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.